the CB2 battle there with Deonte Banks and Cor'Dale Flott battling it out for the chance to start alongside Paulson Adebo this season. Um, Listen, again, I don't know what they're going to do starter wise, and I think that's something we're going to have to kind of see. Um, what's going to happen as far as what they even do. If did they not put one of these guys even in the game? Because if they don't play Banks for per se, or they don't play Flott, then that is going to lead to one of two things. Is there an injury they're kind of nursing there that we weren't aware about prior to the game, or at least as we're recording this right now, or is whoever's sitting now the starter basically, and that's what's going to happen. And listen, we said a while ago that Flott was kind of looking better, but Banks has been playing better as of late. I don't know if he's like stepping up to the occasion because this is the first time he's had to actually battle for a position. He even had an interception at practice today.
Ooh.
Now, you know what that means, guys?
He
He
doubled his
had to
interceptions.
turn around. Like,
Every now and then, put your arms up for the ball.
and that's been the biggest issue with him, guys. Besides the fact that he's had effort issues last year, and I think there was attitude issues and everything. And again, the Giants didn't put him in the best position. I want to beat that dead horse, but he wasn't ready to be a CB1. Now he's got a chance to play CB2, which is his rightful position,
As of right now.
as long as he's screwed on right. And he has a chance to go ahead and, play some weaker talent. I hate to say it that way, but again, when you're CB2, you play the second best receiver, not the best. Assuming you play the position the way I always say you should, and that's the CB1 should follow the wide receiver, the WR1, and go ahead and keep it that way and let it be, because you should want your best cover guy on their best catch guy. It's
Yeah.
always the way I believe in football. We'll see what they do this year, because you just never know with all the influx of talent what they're going to do. But that's the way I've always been. But he's been decent at coverage. He's been decent at staying step for step with a receiver his career. He hasn't been able to turn around. He's also had some issues with being in the wrong place in zone coverage at times, which has quite frankly been an issue for a lot of the guys, not just him. So that just got to throw that out there. I don't want to put too much on him. That's not necessarily fair. But the fact that he got an interception today means he has turned his head. So if somebody finally took the suggestion that we've made multiple times of saying, "Hey, when you're at the training camp, just yell his name and then say, 'Look, you can turn your head.'" If someone did that, kudos to you. But he's
That's why I got the
obviously done it.
interception. That's every time the ball's
Yeah,
going his way, just call his name real fast.
because of our suggestion. It's because of our suggestion.
Yeah.
The two-time goofball interception right there. But no, like I said, maybe he's turning a corner of some sort and realizing that that's something he has to do. I don't know. I don't want to make too much hype off of one play in this, a training camp. But we're grasping for optimism out of this kid because, again, Rob and I weren't big on him coming out of the draft like the Giants were. We didn't think he would ever be a CB1.
I wasn't
I
I
thought
wasn't
he'd be a CB2.
yeah, I wasn't big of like just taking when we did. Like I think once again, way too early. Shame. Shame.
Shame, 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 shame.
Yeah. uh but
But he had the physical tools. Like, I thought he'd be a corner in this league. I thought he'd be a starting corner in this league. I did not think he'd ever be a CB1. That's where I had him. And it's just another part of this draft class here. That's an issue here, because most of those draft classes until last year, those first couple ones, not good, not good for Joe Schoen. As Jay asked in one of the very few questions here and statements that aren't about the WNBA and their things being thrown in the court, which we'll get to more in a minute, if we get canceled here. Um, but he asked about the 2020. Oh, here we go. He says Robin Drew is the whole 2023 draft a complete bust. So far, it's looking that way. I mean, Deonte Banks, again, bust because he's not a CB1. We drafted him at first round, which means he should be a CB1. That's on the Giants, not necessarily on him. We'll see if he develops into being a decent, player overall. JMS has been a bust in the second round. Jalen Hyatt's been a bust in the third round. Eric Gray has been a bust in the fifth round, like we knew he would be. Trey Hawkins, sixth round pick. I don't know if I want to call him a bust because he's been at least the guy that takes up a roster spot in the sixth round. I mean, that's all you can care for. He's a bust from what they talked about him, obviously, in the first training camp, though, when he was going to be an amazing player. But he's been a decent depth guy, I think, for the most part. And that's all you can expect out of a sixth round pick. Jordan Riley, obviously, again, seventh round pick there. Oh no, hold on. Trey Hawkins was a fifth round pick. Jordan Riley was a sixth round pick. But Jordan Riley, obviously nothing much, but again, sixth round pick. Javarius Owens, seventh round pick, is even on this roster anymore. But again, it's a seventh round pick. Trey Hawkins might be the absolute best guy on that draft.
It's crazy to say,
right? And that's crazy, but that's where we're at. But I think Banks is salvageable as a number 2 corner, or maybe even a number 3, depending what happens with Flott. I think he has a spot on this roster, as long as we can keep his head screwed on straight and turning around.
Yeah, little gibble, if you will.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the Goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.